So, welcome to this talk, The Art of Tending to the Feminine with Brighid. She appears to me like a fairy. She came to start off with my first day during my last postpartum, and it was like a gift to have her here with us. And I want to honor her because she traveled a long way to come here just for serving and without expecting anything in exchange. So I want to honor that, and that's why she's here, and because I want everyone to get to know her and the gifts she has to offer. And yeah, so she is like a young mama of three. She steps into Freebirth since her very first child. And she's an Ayurvedic doula and a herbalist. And yes, I have learned so much since we met from the Ayurvedic science. I have found a lot of truth in all this knowledge, and I feel this needs to be expanded. I hope this can, yeah, come to so many other women and moms and families out there because, yeah, I have been learning a lot to feel my body and how everything that I eat or the way I'm eating or so many other things can affect my system and help myself with this knowledge to balance my body. It has been really precious. So yeah, I'm so excited to get to know this. And yeah, I don't want to say more. I just want you to discover this beautiful lady here. So thank you.
Mm, Thank you. It was so special getting to come and serve you. It was magical. So thank you for that opportunity and to invite me here to get to opportunity to meet more and share more with this beautiful science that's helped us all. I mean, both. It's helped so many women. So I guess I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Brighid. Um, I came to this path of being an Ayurvedic doula through my journey into motherhood. It it all started obviously with my first child, and um, I you grow up hearing about birth in this society. There's this idea that it is just this painful, horrible thing, and I remember as a young girl thinking about birth and being afraid of birth. And um, my mother would tell me her birth story of me, specifically, of me. And she was really, she had a traumatic birth with me. She had to be taken to the hospital. Her midwife, she was really disappointed with her midwife. She hadn't felt listened to in her experience. So this gave me a very clear idea that like I don't want anyone at my birth that I don't completely trust. And um, another thing that my mom always told me was like, oh, birth feels good. Like contractions hurt, but birth feels good. It can feel good. So she like put that little seed there that birth can be something different than what it's portrayed in movies and like just mainstream modern ideas of birth. She's laid these little seeds for me as a young girl. And so when my daughter was conceived and I was pregnant and I was trying to figure out how I was going to birth, who was I going to birth with, I found this book, and it was called Mother Daughter Wisdom. And in that book, the author talked about all the things of birth, like cesarean, all the studies on cesarean, all the studies on home birth, all the studies on um, using just like all these medical things, but also she threw in free birth. And in the thing for free birth, she's like, I do not suggest this. Like, I don't suggest this at all. But I find it interesting that, like, she put some studies there that she had heard of how women who free birth find that they have a much deeper, loving connection with their partner because. And now, knowing what I know now, like looking back, it's like, duh, like because you bond over this and like you both fully take accountability for how this birth is going to go, and you like go into it as a team, and you're not going into it like, oh, we're just going to pay this person over here and they're going to do everything and we don't have to worry about it, which I think is the beauty of free birth. Is a lot of humans go into it and they're like, we're going to take full accountability, we're going to do everything we can to be prepared, you know, which I think more people should do. More people should do that because you can't control birth. Even if you want to birth at a hospital, which is like, that's fine. That's your choice. However, mama wants to birth is her beautiful choice. And she knows what's best for her body and her baby. So, but there's always that option, right? Like, what if you don't make it to the hospital? There should be some education of like, you know, rebirth is always possible. And um yeah, I got carried away on that tangent for a little bit, but I have a lot of thoughts on free birth. um so back to my story, when I introduced this idea of free birth to my husband, he was obviously like, oh, I don't know about that, like that sounds scary. And everyone around you is like, oh no, that sounds scary, like you could die, baby could die, etc., the things that are said, which is like very valid and very true. And for me, I think that's part of the beauty of birth, is really, it's a moment to really sit in the humility of like realizing how delicate life is and how precarious life is, and to really find peace with that. And birth and death are two doors, right? Like one is coming in, one is going out. And we all are going in and going out at different times. And for me, my journey into free birth, what I completely focused on was like, yes, reading about as much as possible of like, okay, what herbs to have, like what to do in certain situations, like what can be done. Like, for example, if we have a prolapsed cord, you can't do anything other than go straight to the hospital and try to have a cesarean, right? Like, I educated myself a lot, but the bulk of what I feel is the deepest work in free birthing is sitting with the fragility of life and sitting with the divine and accepting that whatever's meant to be is in my highest interest. And that's a hard pill to swallow when it comes to babies and your life, right? Like it's very scary. And in doing that, I think we just come to a deeper place of being human, of being really truly human and aware of what life really is. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh yes, another thing. So the subconscious mind, right? Like the part of us that controls digestion, controls our heartbeat, controls everything that keeps us alive, is ruled by the subconscious mind, right? Like the conscious mind is, oh, I want to go on a run. Oh, I'm going to eat this or that. But the subconscious is what rules everything else. Pardon me. I mean, no, I'm having a meeting. I told you guys that. You have to ask your father. Please don't come in here right now, love. Close the door. It wouldn't be proper without them coming in, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so the subconscious mind determines how birth goes. Really, from my beliefs, I believe that the subconscious mind rules how birth goes, and then there's two things that I feel are really powerful. It's the subconscious mind and your connection with your child. Because there's only two people that go through birth, and it's you and your baby, right? Like if the baby isn't in the right position, it can cause complications. And if your body isn't fully surrendered to birth and able to open, because the subconscious mind has all this fear it hasn't processed, this fear around birth and death, then the cervix won't open as easily, right? So that's what I focused the most on for me was like, baby, my love, like you and I go through birth. This is you and me, and we're doing this together. And I trust you, and I trust the divine, and I trust my body. And I trust that if I go into it with love and do my best to prepare for what could come, that whatever happens is in my best interest, in your best interest. And, like that's all you can do. So that led me to have a beautiful birth. Like Chandrika's birth, my eldest daughter, was empowering. It was amazing, like I look back on it and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful birth. Every time I think of it, because there was just so much fear and unknown. Like it was my first birth. There were so many people telling me not to do that and like so much fear, but like I went into it and I trusted my body and I knew what I would do in certain situations. And I was 21 a month after she was born. So I was young and I did all this and like I am so grateful that I did it the way I did and with as much wisdom for someone that age, because it's easy to be swayed by fear. And one of the most, like, something that is in all scriptures, that is everywhere and throughout all scriptures, like, have no fear. Like, fear is the ego, it's something that holds us back and blocks us. And we should face fear. Um, and yeah, back to her birth, I remember just when we were at that pushing stage, like the contractions are hard. Just like my mother told me, she's like, yeah, contractions are hard, but birth feels good. It feels good. And I remember being on my hands and knees and like just that primal raw power and those like guttural roars felt so amazing. Like you tap into something when you drop into trusting your body, when you drop into trusting the moment, and you're able to open up and connect to this raw, fragile but unstoppable power that is life, right? You know what I mean? Like you've given birth, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So
Uh, go.
what were you gonna say?
Nah, that I'm in love with this story. Like because I didn't knew that you were doing the free birth when we connect. And yeah, I already felt a lot of attraction to you, right? And then you are playing all this, and I feel like, well, yeah, we have connected since the very beginning of what life means. That's why it flows so easy between us and natural. And
Yeah.
yeah, because for me it was the same. Like when I was pregnant, I realized, okay, this is life or death, and it's all part of life. Actually I always say like it's not life or death. It's like born and death, and this is life, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm loving everything that you are sharing now. So thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's your words are really accurate for me. So keep going.
Go ask Bob help, okay, Baba? They can't help but ask Mama first. Can't help it. Um, yeah, so I had this beautiful birth, right? Like I had passed the great impassable thing that modern medicine puts as like, this is the pinnacle, this is the thing that is so hard for women. And I went into the postpartum completely blind. I had no idea what I was walking into. Um, yeah, I struggled with postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, postpartum anger. I was struggling with mastitis, UTI infections, getting fevers all the time. Like it was wretched. I was just a sec. Girls, can you please help your brother? I'm on a phone call. Help him find your father. I'm on a phone call, okay? And he keeps coming in here. So please, can you help with that? Yeah. Poor thing. I remember thinking at one point, like, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm broken. Like, my body is broken. Like, why can't I figure it out? And feeling so overwhelmed by all the medical options, all the like health trends that are out there, and just like there was a point where I just started praying and just, please, someone send me a teacher. Like I need someone to teach me that's been here, that knows what's going on, that can help me. Like I'm I remember just feeling exhausted all the time, just all the time exhausted, all the time grouchy, all the time having panic attacks. And it's so hard. It's such a, like, you're a new mom, you're full of love for this baby, and it's amazing and it feels so beautiful, but then it's when it's not supported properly, there's this other side of like, I'm falling apart, I'm breaking, I don't know how to do this, I can't do this. And a mother should not have to feel that for everything she's done. In Ayurveda, it's the idea is for every for every week, like every week that your body has spent nourishing, building this tiny baby, you should take at least one day to receive like full support. Just as the baby was held and nourished and cradled by you, you need to equally be held and cradled and nourished by the people around you. Just one day for a week of this work, which is hard work. Like, it's work that doesn't get as much recognition. I remember going to see this one beautiful speaker. She's like a genius physicist who is also an environmentalist. Her name is Vandana Shiva. She's so amazing. And I got to see her speak in person. And she said at one point, she's like, in this capitalist society, the work of woman is not appreciated because it doesn't make a profit. Like it's like we make a meal, people eat it. There's no money made from that. We make
I cannot hear you. I don't know.
oh, Is it not? Here, let me see. Boop.
Uh,
Is it not
yeah,
working?
now it's good.
It's good. Okay. Yeah. So this
I
idea,
think it was maybe my connection.
yeah. Oh, I was just saying that Vandana Shiva says that the work of women usually doesn't make a profit, right? Like we give birth to a child and that child eventually dies. Like an adult, as an
Mm.
adult, like we give birth and then there's this natural give and sway with the work of a woman. Like she makes a meal, it gets eaten, and there's no like profit. And she sees it, the way she explains it is way more beautiful, but she sees it across the world in all these environmental activist roles that she has. And um and you see it now, like you see it how women are held in their postpartum, you see it in how we treat Mother Earth, you see it in how we treat these feminine, kind of like feminine things, these wild feminine things that are just not seen as commodifiable. And um yeah, a lot. I just feel the root of what's going wrong with humanity is in the feminine is not being properly protected and empowered, you know what I mean? um so eventually I met my teacher, Sarvamangala Devi Dasi. She has a beautiful online school where she teaches so many people how to take care of their bodies in the postpartum. It's called Inner Sun and Moon. I think she trains doulas. She took care of me as a mom, as a client. I'm not sure if she still does that as much now, but she's so beautiful. She's so amazing. Like everything people say about me, she's that times a thousand. Like she's just so beautiful. And she started teaching me about the postpartum and these ancient traditions that are time tested. These aren't just some modern fad. These are things that have been passed down for thousands of years. Like this is tested by moms and it works, and it's protected mothers and nourished babies for generations and generations and generations. And yeah, I just think that's so beautiful to have something so deep and so it's so palpable, right? Like when you receive Ayurvedic postpartum care, your body instantly is nourished. It says, "Oh, this is what I need." Like, and I remember when I got pregnant with my second child, I I was studying this stuff like crazy. I went a little crazy trying to do all the things because there's so many things. It's so in depth, and there's four pillars that I was taught. Rest. So for each day, each week for that the mother was pregnant, she needs to rest for a day. That means no chores. That means taking like a couple naps that day, like real rest. And then there's nutrition. The Agni, the fire of digestion, is said to be completely extinguished at birth. And so there are very specific foods that a mother should have. For example, for for the state that her body is in, sh- just to give a lens, I mean, probably most people that are going to hear this already know from experience or but for example, from the moment birth happens, there is a hormonal shift that is the equivalent of being thrown off of a cliff, pretty much. Like the drop, and I forgot the name of this hormone, but it is so drastic. It is so intense. And and the hormones don't stabilize, they don't recover for about 6 weeks. Like So this is where the idea of, there's this statement and it said 42 days for 42 years. So everything that happens within these 42 days of a woman's postpartum will affect her for 42 years, because you are so raw and sensitive. You are so delicate in this moment, from the huge space left in your belly, from the loss of blood, sweat, tears, your milk, like you're dry. Your body is prone to being dry because it's putting out so much liquid, giving to the baby, giving birth to the baby, crying and sweating from the hormones, and um where where was I before? I was talking about nutrition, right?
Nutrition. Yeah.
Yes. So everything that we give to mother within that first week is very, very much baby food. We want it to be super hydrating. We don't want anything to go into that body, that system, that is going to take anything away, because too much is being given. And so for 1 cup of rice, we want to use 16 cups of water. And this is the ratio where your body doesn't need any water to digest it. It's not going to take any water out of your muscle tissues or your blood to process it. And and you're going to use digestive spices so that there's no work that needs to be done as much. We want to take as little energy from your body to digest things as possible. And when you you have the opposite effect of, like, you serve mama something that's really heavy or really dry, this is where we see women that, like, they get constipated, they they it's taxing on their body system, and it shows up in other ways, um, when that nutrition aspect isn't deeply hydrating, deeply digestible. And rest, nutrition, body care. And yes, body care. So body care is a big one. I think it's huge, because when you are receiving the Ayurvedic massages and the oil in your hair, like, it tells your nervous system it's okay. Between the everything from birth and the lack of sleep and all the newness going on, this is known kind of as a vata time. Vata is the dosha of air and ether, which is change. It is dryness. It is quick moving. So when we have a lot of things that are vata, like birth, like we're dry from giving so much, and there's all these huge drastic changes. Suddenly a family of two is a family of a three, or however many. And vata also rules the nervous system. So this is why we have a really high increase in anxiety in postpartum moms a lot of the time, because the vata is too much. It's out of balance. And so oil is so beautiful. The word for oil in Sanskrit is sneha, which is synonymous with love. And when oil is on the skin, it has the same effect as when someone is touching us, right? So, like, when someone holds us, that we want to be held by, obviously, there's that sense of, ah, like, I can relax. I'm safe. I'm held right now. And this is why I think the body care is so important, because it gives your body a sense of, I'm holding you. You have held this baby. We've done so much work. Like, thank you. And it's a ritual of giving gratitude back to your body for what it's given you, which is a beautiful baby. and the miracle of life, which is no small task and deserves to be honored. Um, and there's also other body care things that are nice to do, like herbal baths that to soak in for your perineum if there's any tearing or discomfort. And the final column pillar is herbs, which kind of touches on each of the like nutrition. You can put herbs in things that it's just a perfect little addition. I love the herbal aspect of it. Um, so the core herbals that you want to introduce are you want to the ones that I use are Panchakola ghee, which is 5 spice ghee. And 5 spice ghee is made with 5 spices that are made to rekindle digestion, re bring it back to life after this exhausting task it's undertaken. Uh, and then there's the lactation tea, which has fennel and fenugreek. So fennel is really good for milk production, and fenugreek is also detoxing. So it helps the body to hydrate and kind of like detox anything that's been held on, because pregnancy is a time of holding. It's not a time of cleansing. There's a lot of stuff that gets held during pregnancy. And then there's the Dashamula tea, which is Dash means 10, Mul means root. So it's 10 roots that are here to help root you into the earth and keep you sane. Because it's such, like I said, it's such a vata time. It's a time where you're being pulled. There's this urgent need to tend to this baby, and you're being pulled out of yourself. You're being pulled away from your own needs so often. And all of these things are to pull you back into your body and to give back to your body. Um, what else was I gonna say? There's other things too. There's so many little herbal things, but the root of it is you want to give mama things that are emmenagogues, things that support the reproductive menstrual health. You want to give things that are galactagogues, milk production centered. You want to give things that are hydrating. You want to give things that are nervines to calm the nervous system. These are the postpartum allies that every mother should have at her bedside when it comes to that phase of life. And I recently here in America, there's been this case coming up that's all over the news and the internet. And it's a really sad case. It's this woman. She had super bad postpartum depression and stuff. And she, to the point where she entered postpartum psychosis. And she harmed herself and her children. And it really struck me really deeply. Like any mother that hears about these things, it strikes us really deeply. It's really painful to hear about. And I've been really sitting with this idea of how preventable it is. We live in a world that is built around men. It is built by men and it's built around men mostly. And we're not made to move like men. For example, their hormones change very swiftly. Like the line of their change is kind of like this, right? And then our hormones is more like this, really deep movement. We move so much deeper. We move with the moon, right? The moon takes a month to go through a cycle. The sun rises each day, sets each day, goes through its cycle in that day. And as lunar beings, as women, we're not being taught this. If more girls were taught how our hormones worked, how to rest during our periods, then we would have a better awareness. Because I feel like our monthly cycle is kind of like the training grounds for postpartum, in a sense. Like, here's a little taste. And these things like postpartum suicide are so preventable. So often it's a woman that's feeling overwhelmed. She's not feeling supported and overwhelmed, and she's lost herself completely. She's falling apart. So this art of tending to the feminine, to me, is so important. It's life-saving. It's a matter of life and death for for some women. It has entered the realm of like it's life or death.
Yes, yes. I agree with all that you have been saying, and I think it's always like something life or death because I have here so many women that have kids that are 10-year-old or even adults, and they still are dead. They feel they are dead because they haven't recovered themselves for giving birth. And
Yeah.
saying this, it makes my heart like
Yeah.
little because I feel any woman can reconnect with all those thoughts that can come to you during this postpartum time when you don't feel supported.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember now it's coming that I met someone and I say, yeah, I'm studying to be a doula. And they say, oh, this is something so modern. Now everyone is doing that. And I'm like, it should be a doula for each woman. And because we also will connect with different kind of women, right? So I
Totally.
don't feel that there will be never enough doulas, and especially enough doulas that can devote to the serve of a mother in their postpartum days, because living so isolated now, all this care that you have talked about, it becomes like really tough to apply because it's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And
It is.
yeah, so it's I have this quote that I say a better world comes from the care that a new mom has when they become mom, like the new moms have, like because we are growing the future of the humanity. So if we don't acknowledge the like society, the world will be worse and worse. You will not have any much like power, and yeah, you cannot affect the life of other human being as much as you can affect the life of your son or your kid. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like the most important work job in the world. It's not for sure a little thing. It's and they give everything for guaranteed, right? And you were saying this of the shifts in the hormones of women and boys, like men and women, we are so different. And it comes to me some little fights that we have many days with my partner because he say I'm also in postpartum, and I'm like, don't compare
Oh.
to me because your body is not my body. I know that we have been together within this, but it's different. I know some men can experience postpartum depression as well, and that they are so sensitive and they can feel us so much, but us, we cannot control the
Yeah.
deprivation of hormones going crazy in our body. So it's good that we acknowledge this. So you say, okay, it's not that I'm getting crazy, it's just my body, my hormones. But it's such a sensitive period where everyone else around should just listen and be there and don't say anything because it can drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
does. Drives you
it's
crazy.
yeah, it's what this mother is experiencing is so personal for her. And I think as society, but especially as a doulas, we cannot say, oh, you shouldn't be feeling that or you blah blah. It's like it is what it is for you, and I'm just here for you to hold the space so you can be witnesses, you can be listening, you can be hugged. Sometimes like in my first postpartum experience, like I had like the worst postpartum experience ever as well. That's why I was so looking forward to prepare myself better for for my second child. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember it was the moment that a hug saved my life. Like it was like around the 8th day of my postpartum. I was also super sick. I didn't know what was happening. I was crazy. I thought I will die. And
Yeah.
in that moment, I really felt I was dying. I was not feeling my body anymore. And it was people coming that I never see before. And no one was really connecting with me, like looking at my eyes. It was everything related to the baby, what happened to the baby. The baby's fine. And I was like, I'm here. If I'm not good, he will not be good, you know? And I feel so alone. And suddenly in the late night, it came my midwife, and I was without any sweater, like I was almost naked, and no one cared about that. And she put her sweater on top of me, and she hugged me, and I was like, I felt my body again, and I felt okay. I will not die. Maybe I'm really bad, but I was in my head thinking, okay, maybe I can still do it, because I was already thinking for myself, okay, this is over, because I was just feeling my head going super fast and my heart going super fast and not the rest of my body. And I want to address this because for sure it was such a different experience this second postpartum, but the belly binding, I found it really good. And I would like you to talk also about
Yeah.
that because
That's part of the body care. I forgot about that. I'm glad you remembered. And I just also wanted to say, like, the fact that, like, someone putting a warm sweater on you and giving you a hug made such a huge impact, right? Like, that's how powerful the right thing at the right moment is. And there's this idea of time, place, and circumstance in Ayurveda. I think it's called, like, I don't remember, but like the right medicine at the right time is that's medicine. That's medicine, right? Like, and something my teacher says is if you're going to do one thing, if there's only one thing you can do for a postpartum mom, keep her warm. Keep her warm. Like, if there's one
yes,
thing, just keep her warm because coldness is also a quality of that vata. And it's that, and when you're cold, it's hard to like be embodied. The body is like shivering and like, oh, but when we're warm, we're able to open and expand and digest the moment and integrate everything. And yes, the belly binding is so important because it holds that womb, right? Like that big empty womb. And there's this thing called empty womb sadness, right? Like when it's empty and the baby's not there anymore. And there's kind of this like this process of grieving that pregnancy is over, that you're not one anymore, that you're two now, and the grief that comes with that. There's the grief of if this isn't your first one, to that integration of like, oh, now there's two and I can't be so present with my first. And I feel like that's something that comes up around that time of like, the empty womb and like, but binding that belly and holding that belly in place and saying it kind of says, hey, it's okay, like you're held again, you're held, coming back to this super important point of holding women when they're postpartum. And it also gives support to these abdominal muscles. They've stretched so wide and they've actually split down the middle to make room for the belly to grow. And that split has to mend back together. And if it's not properly supported, if it's not properly held back, we have this, I think it's called
yeah, yeah,
diastasis recti, or so, I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I had this on my first birth, the diastasis rectum,
Yeah.
and you cannot do anything. You feel so powerless because it's
Yeah.
your core, your center. It's a big thing.
And the core is the ruler of, it's like our will, it's our fire, it's these things that come back to Agni, that's this drive, this fire, this determination, this the sense of self, right? These are core things. This is like, this is who I am. And this has been kind of torn apart, this sense of who am I? And if we don't properly hold that and help it to come back into itself and to build that pelvic floor and that core strength back up, then there's you get back problems as you age. You there's this, I found that like I had this residual sense of like, I can't do it. I don't have the support I need. And not just within my like physical, like, oh, my back hurts, but like it's permeating my mind, and that's why I love Ayurveda so much, because it's so deep. It so deeply touches on how everything that happens to us affects us. Your moods are not just moods, like they're symptoms. They're there because of something. And when we wholly integrate everything and connect with everything around us, within and without, that is health. A healthy human is able to process life and to be it. It's said that they're naturally blissful. A healthy human is naturally blissful. And when there's imbalance in any way, like these symptoms that we have in the body are kind of like the last result. They're the trickle down of, it's like the calcification. It's like the crystallization of something that's happening in here. And I remember reading in this one book called the Charaka Samhita, which is so beautiful. It's this Ayurvedic text. And it says the real root of disease is lack of faith in the divine. And we are divine. We lose lack of faith in ourselves. We lose lack of faith in the divine around us. And this is the root of disease. And I think that's so beautiful to remember.
Yes, thank you for addressing this. I also found this Ayurvedic science knowledge. It's not just for the postpartum; it's for your life.
It's for
And
life.
I am in this since, yeah, it's almost 4 months since I gave birth, and it's like constant learning and adapting. And I have figured out that all my problems in my life came because I was not giving my body what my body needed. Because my culture around it, they don't have this knowledge. With food, we are so many kind of different perspective around food, and they say for everyone the same. They don't care the environment. They don't care the symptoms. I love to call my flood of emotions the symptom of a imbalance of one of my bodies, because it is like this. I have like I comprobar, like I have see how if I eat this I start feeling like that, and if I eat this, and it was no symptom, and suddenly I ate something that awakes some symptom, and wow, it's so powerful. The what we eat is not nourishing us just our belly and our physical body. It's nourishing us our mind, and not just what we eat, what we see, what we feel, what we learn, what we read, what we whatever. And we don't care enough about all these things. And sometimes we can, especially as women, because this typical stereotypical body, we can deprive ourselves from what we must need as women, or depending on your type of body as a human being, right? And wow, it's like I'm so passionate about this window that you opened to me with
Yes.
this short book that you sent me, and all this knowledge that, yeah, I just want to keep learning. And I was talking these days about Ayurvedic science, and it's like you need to really consider yourself like this is a laboratory, it's your body, and you need to explore. It's not like in the beginning, the early postpartum days, it's all women have the vata, unbalanced. But then, depending on your type of body, you will start
Mm-hmm.
finding other unbalance, and it's like, oh, what I need to do now, and then
Yes.
that's that. So it's like you need to really, you become like this, the owner of your body and your health and severity of your being. And
Uh, totally.
yeah, and then I was explaining this, like how I was dealing and learning and using and feeling how my body felt, and they were like, whoa, I could never have the time to do this in my life. I mean, I need to work, I need whatever. And I'm like, that's why this postpartum window, I wanna address also this here in Ayurvedic science culture. They say it's time for rejuvenation. This is the right way to say this word, right?
Yeah.
For a woman. And I have experienced this in this postpartum, and it's like incredible. Like I have more energy than before. And for sure, I'm tired at the end of the day because I'm dealing with two kids and we are all alone. But like my body, it's like, wow, I couldn't be here talking to you in my last postpartum. I mean, I was still like in panic, like it's too much. I know it's also the first kid, it's different, but yeah, so we were in with so many people around a few weekends ago, and it was a woman that came to me and said, you are my idol. I admire you, your body. I don't know how you're moving like that. You feel like shine. I see you shining, and I have like 6 months postpartum, and I still feel my body is like in this process. And I'm like, you need to know Ayurvedic science because it saved
Right.
my life. So yeah, okay. I went too far, but it's
No,
like
you didn't. No, you didn't. That was
it's like yeah, it's
oh, when you see
yeah,
someone at it and you don't have it, there's that like, oh my God, you have what I need. Like, what is that?
yeah, yeah, totally. And yeah, I I will say also this because I have these two different super opposite experience and knowledge as well. Because in traditional midwifery, sometimes they do some practice that I don't feel they are supporting the postpartum. I guess some things have been missed in the roots, and there is so many modern things, knowledge coming in and out. And then, I mean, if you learn just from your grandma, we have been still like so close. And this is like the millenary science that if you come back to the root of the humanity, I mean, it's like, what is something different. And yeah, for me, what I stay with within me in my mind during all this early postpartum day was like oily, sweet, and warm. And in
Yes.
my first postpartum, just after giving birth, I received this shake of with my placenta and red fruits, and it was super cool. It was fruit that you shouldn't be eating fruit, fresh fruit in the beginning because
Frozen.
it's hard.
It's fresh.
Worse. If it is frozen, it's worse. But yeah, I mean, in ma most of the countries, they have it frozen because it's something that you cannot keep it so
Yeah.
good for so much time. So I received this, and I remember I was feeling super cold that night after giving birth. I was like tickling, and not enough blankets will help me with this. Also, for me, it was not comfortable because it was not fully like mixed, so I could feel some parts of meat, and I was vegan at the moment, so it was like I cannot deal with that. But it's medicine. I trust this other, right? I trust this person is giving this to me. So yeah, I found out that there is so much knowledge in this millenarial science, and we should go back to the roots and share this because it's so helpful and it can change totally
Mhm.
the experience of a woman. So yeah, okay. I'm so grateful that I
And
found this because I was already feeling I needed to learn and I was wanting this support, but I was never embodying this knowledge. So yeah. It's so precious.
Yes, it is.
Mhm. I don't know if you have something that is like you want to share. If not, I can also see if I have some
Mm,
questions here.
yeah, if there's any questions, I feel like I mostly shared like the 4 pillars and a little bit about free birth, and I could go on forever. So, some questions
Yeah.
if me to maybe wrap it up. And yeah.
I will take like a fast read of what I was. Mm, yeah, it's, it's a lot about ghee
Yes,
and the milk. I found the milk. It was also uh, like a super medicine for me, and
it
also
is.
in these modern days, we have heard a lot about negative things about milk,
Mhm.
and I feel that I was healing my relation with milk. That is the first nourishment that we receive as a baby. And
Yes.
at postpartum, first days postpartum, it comes so many things from your when you were a baby. And I found out myself crying one of the first days because I realized my mother was didn't give me enough milk
Yeah.
because in the past it was like 3 months, that's it. Then you have the best option, this formula that they start selling and productive to put everything outside of you, and then the woman that is wanted to be like a man because this is the feminine revolution
Yeah.
could go to work and yeah, it's not a problem. She don't
It's
need to feed her baby anymore. And I know my mom, she didn't do this to harm me, but I felt this deep sadness of this deprivation of the food that I was needed when I was a baby. And also to add more to the story, my mom told me you never wanted
bottle.
the bottle, never. So I'm wondering what they gave me, but but I was feeling like this connection with the milk, especially we couldn't have this milk from the neighbor that was milking the cows like with a
That's
hand and
fresh
super
milk, so good.
it was super special. And yeah, and like how the milk drink it in the right way could be medicine because usually we drink milk cold and
Mm-hmm.
you feel maybe I'm not doing good with milk, but it's not the milk, it's maybe where this milk comes from. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you mix it with any other kind of food, I realized with Ayurveda, like this mixing, it's like the thing that is worse is the bad mixing, not the any food by
Yeah.
itself. And this
Yeah.
is also
To like again, Ayurveda is such a science of specificity to time, place, and circumstance. Again and again, it's like this is great for this. This is great at this time. This is not great with this. It's such a specific art.
yeah, I found this super valuable because they don't say this is bad. They say this is heavy. You should eat it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And in modern culture of nutrition, you say bad, 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 bad. And then it's like, so yeah, I think
Just
Italian food is not so good sometimes because you mix milk with salty things and then it's really heavy for the body. So maybe what is hurting your body is not the milk, it's the combination with salt or whatever. So yeah, I
totally.
found out that the milk was medicine for me as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
go.
For example, one way I learned this and and real like very visible, super easy to see. So I made whey, right? When you boil milk and you make there's the curd and then there's the whey, right? The liquid that's left over from the cheese.
Hmm.
And I put the whey and I was trying to cook some beans and I put the whey in the pot with the beans. And it was boiling and boiling and boiling and boiling and the beans would not cook because they're not compatible. If you put whey into the beans, they won't break down. They won't digest within your body. So this is why, like, for example, beans and cheese, You can't digest them at the same time. It's impossible. They contradict one another. And the same thing with our internal enzymes. Like we have enzymes that digest beans and we have enzymes that digest cheese. And sometimes those enzymes are contradicting each other. Like this is the beauty of this science, because it's taken all this knowledge from all these years of all these humans, and it's like kept it intact, because we can learn this all by ourselves if we work really, really hard and we study the world really, really hard. Like, oh, look, when I cook beans with whey, it doesn't cook. Like, I probably maybe I shouldn't eat that together. You know, like it would take so much work, but we have this beautiful wisdom passed down from ancient humans that we can rely on and we can be grateful for.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you were saying about the milk, like for me, it's like, again, thinking of the mother as a newborn child, like you give the newborn child milk. There's no food that is more nourishing, more full of love. Um, yeah. But whoop, I think you glitched. Are you?
I lost you for a second. You
Yeah.
were saying there is no. Uh,
Oh,
are you there now? Yeah. Okay.
there's no food more nourishing and good for our bodies than milk. And there's this idea that there are seven mothers in Vedic culture, which is where Ayurveda has come from. It comes from Vedic culture. And these mothers are like any mother that has nursed you. So it could be like a nurse, people used to have nursemaids, like people who would come and nurse the baby that it wasn't their baby. Like she is considered your mother. If the mother cow, the cow is a mother because she gives you milk. Then there's your birth mother. Then there's Mother Earth. And then there's like the wife of your teacher. Like say you have in Vedic culture, there's these certain things where like the kids would be sent to the guru to learn, and the wife of the guru was like a mother. And then it goes on. There's a couple more. I think like the wife, the queen is a mother. She's a mother to the region she rules, right? Like there's certain mothers, and and this idea of mothers, that so many mothers, like three mothers, give milk. Like there's the cow, there's the nursemaid, and then there's the mother that births you. And so much of mothering is tied to milk. And this substance that comes from the heart, like it's in this heart chakra space, like this beautiful substance that our body creates, that is sweet and nourishing. This is so tied to mothering, and a mother needs to be mothered when she's had a baby.
Mm, yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I want to say, like, if you are here listening to this talk, the postpartum experience can be super different and can be a time where your body, mm, yeah, mm, get so much more energy than what you have gave during your pregnancy and during your birth. Also in Ayurvedic, they say for 2 days for 2 years, right? Like this sacred window after giving birth, these 42 days will change your life or affect your life for the 42 years. So if you wanna have like a good health for the next years, you should consider having some Ayurvedic support during your postpartum, I will say.
Yes, totally. And I do think it is beautiful that in certain cultures, there are some like, for example, I think in Chinese medicine, there's really beautiful postpartum traditions. There's Ayurvedic postpartum care. And then there's also, I think um,
Africa. Oh,
there's,
African is amazing.
yes, see these cultures that held on to this knowledge. It's there, but it's like for a lot of modern people, it's not very easy to get. And I know that there's also like Mexican or South American postpartum traditions that are kind of in alignment as
Yeah.
well. So there are things that, like, if you go really deep in a certain culture, you'll find it eventually if you go back far enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. That's what I want to say because
Yeah.
I think Ayurvedic knowledge has preserved itself really
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
but not Chinese medicine, for example. I feel it's already commercialized because they brought it's like yoga, no? Like they bring it so much out of their roots. So now some people say they are doing yoga and it doesn't. It's nothing. It's not
Get,
yoga. You know
get that.
what?
It's
What'd you
about
say?
sticks in the sweat instead of the yogic mindset.
Yeah, then you cannot say, yeah, do yoga in your postpartum because if you just do the movement, then it will not go through your whole body. Now you cannot say that because some people think yoga is this gymnastic thing, right? So I think with Chinese medicine, I will say they have take out, just for example, the acupuncture.
Mm.
They have take out ways to fit yourself, but they don't bounce all of this with the principle, for example, of the movement like the Qigong. A good practitioner of Chinese medicine shouldn't do anything to you before you start breathing and connecting with your body. This is the like when you go to the first text, this is what you found, but you can go to acupuncture and they just do this and they don't care about your tongue, like
No,
in Chinese medicine, they also do the same things from Ayurvedic science. But if you don't, yeah, if the people just learn this specific thing, they cannot treat you with the whole, right? So yeah, for me, at least in this text, I have found it speaks so much more to me, especially because I think they are not super carnivorous. And since I'm vegetarian, I felt this was the best for me to fit my body
yeah,
because in the Chinese medicine, they also have this, depending of the type of your body, you should eat some certain foods or not.
yeah,
I know this because I was studying this before because I was curious also.
yeah.
Um, and they say if with my type of my body, if I follow this, I should eat just meat, and I will not handle meat because my principles and what it does to my body. So yeah, I found this if you are specific, if you are vegetarian, is like the best way to nourish yourself because
Totally.
there is yeah
Yeah, I agree. I'm vegetarian too, and I don't want to.
yeah yeah it's but yeah they what all these culture says is you need to take care of the first 40 days
Yeah,
after giving birth to your body. And then each woman will find what works better for them. But yeah. And then it's what I come to like the doula or the tribe,
mhm.
in Africa culture. I will invite next time a woman that I met from Africa that she just gave birth and they took like 5 months of caring of them and they received two baths, both baby and mom, and two massage both each day. And they are just chanting the whole
Yes,
day and
that's
eating super good
me.
food.
How it's
What?
meant. That's how it's meant to be. Is the mom
Yeah,
being massaged, the baby's receiving massage, she's receiving food, she's receiving help so she can rest. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, you're just a little baby and you sit there and the food is brought to you and the care is brought to you. That's how it's meant to be. And we live in a world where we have to create what's practical for us, which is hard. It's hard. And when you hear about it happening the right way, though, it's always like, yes, that is how it's meant to be. That is what
yeah.
it's.
I
because
hope every woman can receive this kind of care, type of care, and yeah, I hope we, as a society, we are more close together and we care about
yeah,
moms every
that's why
day
it's
a bit
so
more.
important that there's so many doulas. We need it to be such common knowledge and everybody knows and from a young age so that like when couple generations from now, if like we just inundate the world with this knowledge and this culture, then it won't be as painful for our grandchildren or our great grandchildren, those women that are coming through us, you know. And that's there can be unlimited doulas because only good can come with it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for this time, all this sharing, and I will in the description leave like your website so people can find the service that you are offering, and also your PayPal account. So if anyone feel like this was helping you, and you wanna support this beautiful human being that is one of the rest of the human beings that I feel exists over there that just do things because they are passionate about and they don't care about the income, you can support her. And I will be so grateful also for that. And yeah, I hope there we have more bridges in the world.
May there be more of you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening and see you next time.